Hello my dear beautiful bastards, and you see this shit? This is Fallout 4 Vanilla on low settings. It looks like my drunk uncle used his 2003 phone to take a picture of nature while crapping in the woods. Let's switch to high settings. See, this is better, but now my uncle switched to drinking only beer and is using a phone from 2010. If you ask me, that's not enough. We're in 2016, a year when good computers are cheap and phones have excellent cameras. There is no reason to have shit graphics in games anymore. So, check this out. This is it, this is the quality that we need and deserve, this is what can make gaming great again, high quality textures, realistic lighting and overall sensuality across our entire peripheral vision. Now let's get on to the important part, how can everyone achieve this greatness? Well, let's go step by step. The first change are the textures. The vivid Fallout 4 mods include texture changes to landscape, trees, rocks and roads, which sharpens them and makes them less intense on VRAM within your PC. If you don't understand what that means, basically your game is probably gonna work better. 500,000 people downloaded this mod, which is ridiculous because there's over 3 million PC players and it disgusts me that so many are using the shitty vanilla textures, so people please tell your friends to download this because it will make the game much more enjoyable. Next we have an optional mod called Vivid Weathers. It changes the sky, the water and the general feel when playing. It gives the option of having seasons, so the weather changes and there's the possibility of snow during winter. It is a good mod if you want some automatic changes to the weather system that will make the game a little bit better, but that is not what I'm personally using. Let's go back to the Vivid Fallout 4 without this mod. So now let's add the enhanced color correction. It doesn't make a big difference, but I feel like it is useful combined with the other mods that I chose to use. It makes very minor changes to the colors, while keeping the feel of the game the same as the vanilla, and that is exactly why I like it. The final change to the default graphics would be the ENB. This is a graphics modification that is independent from the game, which means you can change the settings on the fly without worrying about it fucking up your save file. The Fallout 4 Nexus modding page has various presets available for download, and the one I found very fitting to these graphical changes is the subtle ENB, which, like the enhanced color correction, makes very small changes to the game, and yet makes it look much better. You can see it rather than me trying to explain it. It works very well at making the game more immersive and realistic. Earlier I talked about Vivid Weathers, which makes the climate a bit more diverse compared to the vanilla version, but what I prefer using is the True Storms mod. This is a very easy to use mod that gives a lot of control to the player. You simply go into your Pip-Boy and enable the effects. Not only that, but you can also play God for a bit and spawn the weathers that the mod offers. The red storms are particularly intense. This mod may not offer seasons and snow, but it does offer very immersive weather that will enhance your playthroughs, especially if you decide to play in survival mode and adjust the damage the weather does, because you can do exactly that. The storms can be worse than being attacked by legendary deathclaws, and I'm not sure do I like that, but I'm sure there's a lot of masochistic bastards out there. The True Storms mod combined with this ENB preset goes well with True Nights, which is designed to be actually literally used with True Storms and this ENB preset. Modders know what they're doing. Nowadays it is rather easy to use a couple of well-made mods and turn your game into something completely different. True Nights offers several different darkness presets, which means you can make your nights so dark that you'll feel like you're stuck inside someone's ass, unable to find your way out. The ENB preset gives you additional control over the night time. If you feel like you need more light, you can simply change a few settings yourself. The alternative here is a mod called Darker Nights, which is the mod to change the nights, at least according to the number of downloads, but if you use True Storms, you definitely should use True Nights. The last mod I want to talk about in this video is V.A.T. V.A.T changes the textures of the water and it gives you the option of changing the clarity when you swim. You can make it clearer or dirtier. I personally like this mod because it makes the water look like piss, and if the water is radioactive, which it is, then it makes sense that it would look like piss, so I definitely approve. As you might recall, the Vivid Weathers mod changes the water in the opposite direction, making it nicer and beautiful. So if you wish to use Vivid Weathers, you simply can't use any of the mods I mentioned aside from the ENB and the Vivid Fallout 4 textures. I really can't skip the insane red storms, and considering that True Nights is designed to go with True Storms like I mentioned before, I prefer that to the Darker Nights mod. I personally really like this setup, and I will definitely attempt to find more mods to further improve the Fallout 4 experience. So far I believe that these mods are most important, since the wasteland and the weather are very impactful when it comes to immersion and being involved when playing the game, if that makes sense. Please do let me know if you have any ideas for future mod collections, and if you are using these mods, let me know what do you think of them and do you agree with me, which you should. Thanks for watching, and make sure to close your mouth when you enter the piss water. Not everyone can be Bear Grylls. I have been Petard, your glorious lord, and may the blessings of Petardia eternally touch your butt.